welcome back. You're watching Overdrive, and it's time now for us to take your queries right here on Auto Selector. Bert joins us as always. Hi Bert. Our first question comes into us from Sanju B. He writes in saying he wants to buy a car. His budget is 20 lakh rupees. He's confused between the Toyota Fortuner and the Ford Endeavour. He wants the SUV to boast of good interior quality, have a powerful engine and ample leg space. Of the two, what would you suggest?
Sanju, the decision is unanimous on that front. The Toyota Fortuner is the SUV to invest in. It is significantly a better SUV than the Endeavour at the moment. Well, you get the Toyota stamp of quality and reliability, and that stands for a lot. You also get this very well designed and very well built cabin with a lot of space inside for 7 passengers. Also, those passengers will feel a lot more spacious, a lot more comfortable than sitting inside the Endeavour, because the cabin of the Fortuner feels a lot more roomy. It's got these bright beige interiors, feels very spacious and comfortable as well. In addition, you also get a fairly powerful engine in the Fortuner, except that the Endeavour's engine makes about 40 Newton meters more of torque than where the Fortuner is, than what the Fortuner offers you. Nevertheless, the 313 Newton meters of torque that you get in the Fortuner is more than enough to take that SUV off-road almost anywhere. The other advantage in the Fortuner's court is that it's got manual transmission, which for a 4x4, well, it's a bigger advantage than the automatic that you get in the Endeavour. So yes, we suggest you go in for the Fortuner at the moment. You will definitely enjoy that SUV.
Okay, our next question comes into us from Bangalore. Devabrata Mishra writes in saying he wants to buy himself his first motorcycle, which he will use within a 45-kilometer radius. He's looking for a bike that's well-built, fuel-efficient and will be value for money. He's shortlisted the Yamaha FZS, the Yamaha R15, the KTM Duke 200 and the Pulsar 200 NS for this purpose. He's also ready to stretch his budget to buy the KTM Duke 200. So what would your advice be, Bert?
Well, Debabrata, if your priorities are fuel efficiency and good build quality, then we advise you to go in for the Yamaha FZS compared to all the rest of the motorcycles that you've listed out. It is the best value for money choice in that segment. You get good fuel efficiency, you get good ride quality, you get a well-styled and nice-looking motorcycle. Also, it's a very nice motorcycle, comfortable motorcycle to ride in the city for that matter. Also, it's a Yamaha product at the end of the day, and it is definitely built very well indeed. Where the R15, the Duke 200 and the Pulsar 200 NS are concerned, these motorcycles, once you get on to riding them, you tend to use the throttle a lot because they are fun to ride motorcycles and you really enjoy revving them hard. So the fuel efficiency, well, they're largely focused on performance, not on fuel efficiency as much as the Yamaha FZS is. So we suggest you go in for the FZ. You will enjoy that motorcycle, especially riding that in Bangalore.
And it's back to cars now. Tushar Deshpande writes in saying he wants to buy himself an automatic to beat the crazy Bangalore traffic. He travels about 45 kilometers every day. He shortlisted the Honda City and the Hyundai Verna. His budget is 12 to 15 lakh rupees. Is there any other car that he should consider? And if not, then of the two, what would you recommend?
Well, Tushar, if an automatic sedan is what you're looking for, then your best bet in this segment is the Honda City. Definitely a better buy than the Hyundai Verna. It's of course renowned for its Honda's engines are renowned for their reliability and efficiency, and that's what you get in the automatic City as well. There is no compromising on the efficiency bit as well. Even with the automatic, you get reasonably good efficiency. However, if you're looking for the car to come out in the future in the Indian market, as an automatic, there really isn't much that's coming out, not this year at least. But we advise you to look in at the Volkswagen Polo GT TSI at the moment. It's got an automatic transmission, and well, we do think it's a remarkable car. Despite being a hatchback, it's very spacious on the inside. It's got a large usable boot. The front seat, well, they have been sculpted, so you get a lot more knee room for the rear passengers. And the automatic transmission in the Polo GT TSI, well, it is the most fuel efficient automatic hatchback in the country today. You also get great peppy and energetic performance from that car. Definitely a car worth investing in. It also fits within your budget.
Okay, but from Bangalore, let's head to Chennai. Our final question comes into us from Appaji Rao. He says he's planning to buy a two-wheeler for his wife. She would primarily use the scooter to pick up and drop their kids to school. He's looking for a scooter that will be easily maneuverable in the city, that will look good and will also be fuel efficient.
Well, Mr. Rao, if you're looking for a scooter for your wife, then your best buy in the segment right now is the Suzuki Swish. It's definitely a better product than its competitors in the segment, which is the Yamaha Ray and the Mahindra Rodeo. Scorpio. Now, all three of these scooters appeal to both genders. And we've done this comparison test in Overdrive, and you can read that story on our new website, overdrive.in. However, the short story is the Suzuki Swish offers you better ride quality, better maneuverability. It's got very good ergonomics, and that's something that will appeal to your wife a lot. And of course, the fuel efficiency is the best right now amongst these three, roughly around 57 kmpl on average. On the other hand, it also costs about 57 to 58,000 rupees on road in Mumbai, and should be similarly priced in Chennai as well. It's definitely a scooter your wife will appreciate a lot. So yes, go in for the Suzuki Swish. You will be comfortable with that purchase.
Well, good luck with that, Appaji Rao. Thanks very much for writing into Overdrive. Like Appaji, if you have questions, send them to us. We'll get back to answer them for you. Our email address is helpdesk@overdrive.co.in. You can also send us your questions on Facebook or via Twitter. For now, it's time for us to wrap up all the headlines from the world of auto, starting with the big launch from the M&M stable, the Vibe.
Mahindra has launched its sub-4 meter hatchback, the Verito Vibe, in India. The base D2 model of the Vibe is priced at 5.63 lakh rupees ex-showroom, while the top-of-the-line D6 model costs 6.49 lakh ex-showroom Mumbai. In terms of looks, the Vibe looks identical to the Verito sedan, except that its boot has been downsized to 330 litres of space, which is still pretty good for a hatchback. New additions include smart-looking 14-inch alloy wheels, a new carbon shade grille, smoked headlamps, and a segment-first pillar-mounted LED tail lamps. Inside, the Vibe is extremely spacious. We'll bring you a detailed road test of the Verito Vibe on next week's show. May has recorded yet another disappointing month for auto manufacturers in India. In the passenger car segment, Maruti has had to deal with slow sales of its top-selling models, the Swift, the Estilo, and the Ritz. It's the hatchback segment that has seen the biggest slide in May, down by 29.4%. Maruti's total sales dropped by 14.4%, while its domestic sales dropped by 13%. Tata Motors continues to struggle with total sales plummeting 23% year-on-year, while Mahindra & Mahindra, who managed to outperform its peers on monthly sales, finds itself being pulled down marginally with sales numbers dropping by 1%. Sales of its SUV segment was up by 5%. The two-wheeler space also continues its bumpy ride. Bajaj Auto's motorcycle sales dropped by 5% year-on-year, and exports dropped to a whopping 14%. On the other side, things have been looking up for TVS and Hero Motors. While Hero Motors has clocked the highest ever monthly sales numbers at 5.57 lakh units, selling over 1.1 million units for April and May combined, TVS Motors saw motorcycle sales jump by 4%, but an overall sales slump of 8%. Motorcycle commutes can get way too hot while you wait for some monsoon relief. To combat the heat, consider adding a water reservoir like a Camelback to your riding kit to hydrate on the move. It will keep fatigue and discomfort at bay.
Time for us to head into another break, but when we return, it's a BMW, but it's on two wheels.